All right, well, good afternoon. Welcome back. As I mentioned before, afternoon showers coming our way today, and that will continue through the early afternoon and continue on overnight tonight. We're looking at about 100% chance of rainfall in the form of light rainfall. By the time we get in the 3 o'clock hour, we'll find ourselves getting into at least light to moderate rainfall. That'll continue all the way into the midnight hour with a second round of that wraparound moisture headed our way. That'll carry over into Tuesday. By Tuesday morning, going to around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're looking at about a 50% chance of conditions to move into the area as far as rain is concerned. Breezy and gusty conditions for both days. And as we go into Wednesday, well, that means Tuesday night we'll see more of that moisture turning into snow as it connects to Canada, and we have that cooler air on the way. So a 60% chance of snow, and that will be breezy conditions as well there. We take it down to the south, you're looking at remnants of Sarah, but you can see what Sarah's doing is in the Bay of Campeche. She continues to, or it continues to move all the way up to the north with that wind, and that wind is producing this system that is still kind of a nuisance for a lot of folks. Very breezy and gusty conditions. They thought there was going to be a line of thunderstorms with this one heading towards Houston as well as into Louisiana, but for now that's subsided, as well as the threat, I should say. We'll go right into how this plays out for today. What's ahead will carry over following this area of low pressure. It has an occluded front with it, so it also has warmer air associated with it, getting into that cold front again. And as we roll right into this is what you're looking at. The rainfall popping into the picture here from the 1 o'clock hour to 2 o'clock. You'll see this light rainfall becoming moderate once we get in the 3 o'clock hour. You see it by La Crosse extending down to Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. By the time we get into the 5 o'clock hour, getting into your evening commute, light to moderate rainfall is now tracking up to I-94 and continues to do so all the way up into Ladysmith by the time we get in the 7 o'clock hour. And of course, the commute's almost done by that time. Well, it also shows we have, by the time we get into the midnight hour, a second round pops in from wraparound moisture, and that's going to push all the way into at least the 3 o'clock hour before it subsides, leaving mostly light showers to finish out, going all the way to the 6 o'clock hour in the morning, and the possibility of breezy and gusty winds to ensue again, but we're done by at least 1 o'clock for tomorrow. So today we get rainfall up to about 1.5 inches, but as we extend it all the way into tomorrow, we're looking at 2 to 3 inches over in Vogt Field, and other locations could see at least another 1/4 of an inch or so in some locations. We'll have the drier air continue to move into the forecast, putting it a little bit closer. That's that moisture that's continuing to move in, bringing more moisture to the low levels here, and that means that moisture is going to get to the ground, and it's going to, well, it's going to accumulate. So we'll get into it. Temperatures today, widespread 50s for you. We'll also be seeing, as we go through the zones, all these areas are going to be picking up rainfall across the board. South zone showing the same as well. Heavier rainfall down to the south as well as to the east as we finish out going into today. And we'll also be picking up all the way to the central zone for La Crosse. 57 degrees for your high today, extending all the way to Osseo. We'll get to the same going into areas right by Eau Claire. You're 55 degrees today, and pretty much everybody's in the same vicinity as temperature-wise going up there, with Ladysmith around at least 55 degrees. Now, as we look farther to next week, we are looking at possibly up to 1 3/4 inches of rainfall, possibly a wee bit more, up to 2 inches in some cases. We see the winds will also be quite breezy and gusty. Look at these winds getting up to 30 miles per hour by the 7 o'clock hour. But look at Ladysmith. Ladysmith gets up to 36 miles per hour. We'll also see that for some other locations like La Crosse as well. But we extend it all the way up into the evening. You just saw Ladysmith is getting up to 48 miles per hour gusting today, and that's going to continue to come back as we go through the morning hours and beyond. We'll see this continue through the forecast as we go into it, with rain and snow possibilities coming back again for a mix going into Tuesday, and then Wednesday that snow parks a little bit closer to us, and that means we could possibly see maybe a few flakes going down to some areas right by La Crosse, holding on to the possibility of grassy areas that could hold it, that are much cooler, but our surfaces are too warm for that to really stick around and continue. As we go into the next showing here, we go into Friday as well, and Thursday we're looking at limited amounts of rainfall. You can see we're looking all the way for the next few days. We could get up to about 3 inches of rainfall. Here's a look at your forecast. Get out and enjoy it if you can. Be safe out there and take it slow during evening commute.
All right, yeah, and morning too if there's more fog, right? We had so much fog this morning.
Yeah, but the winds are going to be pretty strong again tomorrow,
good.
so
Hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
unlike today, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Art.